It's good to see you once again here on Dee's Delights. We're gonna make some ham balls today. I just got done making some coleslaw, messed that recipe all up. Please forgive me for that, but we're gonna do the ham balls because I make these quite often. It says here for ham balls, you'll need 1 1/4 pounds ground smoked ham. Well, I didn't buy ground smoked ham, so I just put it in the blender and grind it myself. A pound of ground pork, I'll have to measure that out. This is a little over a pound. Now I can buy ground pork. And a pound of hamburger. You'll need 1 cup of milk and 2 eggs, and that'll get us started on the meatball portion, and also a 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. This is what makes this ham ball recipe. You got graham crackers in it. Delicious, delicious. These are my son-in-law's favorite. Everybody loves these ham balls. So we're gonna get started. I'm going to cut off a little bit of the fat here. This has some fat on it before I put it in the blender, this ham. Now it says ground smoked ham. I couldn't find that. I just use whatever ham I find. This is brown sugar ham. Doesn't matter what brand you buy, anything like that. Let me move this book out of the way. So I'm going to slice the fat off of here before I get started. Whoops, let me get the quieter cutting board. Get that ready. I'm going to cut it up into somewhat smaller chunks, throw it in the blender, but I'll measure it all out first. That's not even turned on. Cut off the fat. Okay, let me see here. Not grams, we want ounces. That's about 9 ounces right there. So I'm going to keep on a-cutting. It doesn't have as much fat on that one. What'd I say, 1 1/4 pounds? So instead of 16 ounces, we're going to need 20 ounces, if I calculated right. For 1 1/4 pounds. That's pretty much going to take most of this bag. One more should do it. Almost 19.8. Let's see here. Try this. Perfect. Right on. Right there we go. So I'm going to put this in my blender. I'm not going to do it all at one time, else it won't chop it all up. This is going to make some noise, folks. And let me see here. I guess I better get a bowl out. Oh, here's a good bowl. Here's the bowl I had earlier for mixing up some coleslaw. Let's get this ready. Hopefully this thing still works. It's so old. And I'll kind of move it around a little bit. Chunks, let me see. That was already sliced ham, which makes it easier in the blender. Let's get this off. See? It just grinds it up. Take it out, put some more in. See how this goes. I got it all on that one. I had a few big pieces that didn't want to get chopped up, but here it is. Very good. I'll do one last one. So that ought to do it. So if you can't find ground ham at the store, you can make your own. So that's 1.25 pounds ground ham. I'll put the little excess over here. Doug could eat that with breakfast. He could fry it up in a pan. Bring home the bacon. What is that saying? Fry it up in a pan. I bring home the bacon. I'll have to look that up. Whoops. Dropped a knife, a sharp knife by my foot. Actually, this was the sharp knife. I dropped right by my foot. Kids, if you're watching, don't do that. That's not very safe. Could have chopped off a toe. That's why you never cook in your bare feet. Let's clean that knife off. Okay, let's see what we got here. So I'm going to have to measure. Wait, listen. Nothing. My phone's on like a slight vibrate. That way if anyone needs me, I can get to the phone, even though I hope that nobody needs me today. Okay, so 1 pound of ground pork, which you can find that at the store pretty easily, more so than the ground ham, unless you all know where to find ground ham. Or maybe I just overlooked the ground ham. Okay, close enough. 1 pound of ground pork, put it in with your ham. I kind of just break it up. And there again, remember that ham, it works out better if it's already pre-sliced. It'll help it grind up better in the food processor. Okay, I'm just going to mix it around a little bit. And then it says 1 pound of lean ground beef. I just used regular old ground beef. This is definitely not lean. This one is 73% lean. So whatever you like as far as lean meat. You know, hamburger and stuff is still pretty expensive anymore. So if it doesn't make that much difference, I'm not paying more for it. Let's put this in here. I'm going to break this up a little bit, make it easier when it's time to stir it. This is really an easy recipe. Very, very good. This recipe will make a lot of ham balls. So if you are just making it for 2 people, you're going to have to cut way back on this stuff. But then again, if you're just making it for 2 people, then you can make a few plates to take to family or friends or neighbors or shut-ins. People always enjoy food. I took one of my last recipes with the roast beef, the 3-envelope roast beef, took that over to Mom and Dad. Made them all the ingredients that I made in the few episodes. They loved it. I threw in some stuffing, some noodles, gravy, all kinds of goodies. They made 2 meals from that. So tonight they're going to come over and guess what? Whatever's left over of these ham balls is probably going to be shipped out to other people's homes. Most likely it'll be my son-in-law, one of them. Or even my granddaughter Lexi. She likes the baked macaroni that I'm going to be making. That's going to be another episode, but I like to try to get a few episodes in one day. Okay, let's get that over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and smush up my graham crackers. What I normally do, let's get my rolling pin. I'll put a pack of graham crackers. I think that it might take a little over a pack. Let's get them out here. Jack and I are going to do a recipe for you in a few weeks. It's baked s'mores. He likes little s'mores, or so he says, we'll see. But it's an easy little treat that kids and adults can like. I'm going to have to clean this mess up. Let me just wipe this up a minute. I can't work in this. Can't be working in that kind of mess. Now, if you like to use disinfectant or anything to get rid of germs, since we just had raw pork and hamburger there, that would be wise. But me, I just use regular old palm olive in hot sudsy water. Nobody's died yet. But when you're cooking in your own, you do what you feel comfortable with. Okay, so I have a space here now. I'll get rid of the scale. I won't need to use that anymore. Let's throw in the hamburger. Let's throw in the graham crackers. You know, I got my new apron. I have a few new aprons, but I looked online for funny aprons. A lot of them would not have been appropriate for a lot of you out there. Not going to go into detail, but there's some very interesting aprons if you go online and look. So be careful what you search for. You always got to be careful when you're searching on the internet. You never know what might pop up. So, enough of that. I'm going to smush the graham crackers. Break it up real fine, because I'm going to mix this in with the ham balls. And you're going to love the topping for these ham balls. Lots of sugar. Actually, I double the topping recipe. No, you don't have to double it. If you're not a sugar fan like I am, you don't have to double it. There again, you just make it your own. I'm just going to crush it like this a little bit. A real big chunk of graham crackers. Kind of want it to blend in with everything else. Be the best ham balls this side of the Mississippi. I know, I'm delirious. Hold on. So, preheat oven to 350. That's always a plus if you preheat. You know, that way you're not waiting to put your food in. And I'm going to take these ham balls out and then I'm going to put them in a crock pot. Just let them sit in there and maybe on warm until my guests arrive this evening. That way I'm not trying to shove everything in the oven 5 minutes before everybody shows up. So it says preheat oven to 350. In a large bowl, combine the ham. You can use ground pork or ground sausage, it says, and the ground beef. Stir in milk, eggs, and graham crackers and mix well. So I'm going to stir in 2 eggs, but first I'm going to whip them up. Always good to whip them up before you throw them in the mixture. Don't want somebody to miss out on egg yolk or egg whites. Mix it all up so it's good. Let's see what else it says. Form into large balls about 2 inches in diameter and place them in a 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Well, this takes more than one 9 by 13. So I usually just put them in a big old pan. You'll see. So let's mix this up. Got my eggs mixed up. Make sure it's 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, and 1.5 cups. Let's see what this does. I might have to put some more in there. So 1.5 cups of the graham crackers, the crumbs. See what that does. Almost perfect. What's there? Do I want to put a few more in? Slightly below. You know what? Nah. I think it's close enough. Let's see if we move this around a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, if we move it around with our little fingers. Yep, 1.5. So it was actually one of these when you get it out of, and I just get the Honey Maid. I get the honey flavored. I don't get any of that diet stuff or low sugar or cinnamon sugar. Get the regular old honey graham crackers, whatever brand you like. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put it all in. We'll mix it all up. Ba-da-dum, da-da-dum. I play music. I like to listen to music when I'm cooking, but sometimes Facebook will notice the song and block it out, so that wouldn't be good. So if you'd like, I could sing to you. Yeah, I know. Let's go like this. Spoon. You'd think I would prepare these things ahead of time. We're going to mix it around. Get everything mixed in there good, and eventually I'm going to have to get in there with my fingers. Can't expect to stir everything up. You got to get in there to mix it around good. And these aren't going to, they're going to be firm, but there's still going to be a little liquid in there from the milk. The graham cracker will start to absorb that though. That's why you want to mix it up good. And let me go get my big pan that I'm going to bake this in. I'm going to bake it in one of these big roaster pans. I love these pans. Multi-purpose. You can bake just about anything in there. Make turkeys in there. Ham balls like we're doing today. Okay, make sure I got it all mixed around. And then I'm going to start putting the ham balls all in there. Like I said, this makes a lot of ham balls. So make sure you know a lot of people who want to eat ham balls before you make a full recipe. Delicious! You know what, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the leftover ground pork. There's not enough to really do much of anything. I'll let Doug use it. But. Okay, so let's get the ham balls prepped and ready. I'll put them in here. As you see, these are all pretty common ingredients that you can get just about anywhere. Mix it all together. It's almost like a meatloaf mixture, but different. It's the same but different. Do you hear somebody say that? Oh yeah, it's the same but it's different. What does that even mean? All right, got it ready. It says to make them in 2-inch balls. Well, I'm sure. Maybe about that size, we'll see. How many balls does it say it makes? It doesn't say. Serves 8. Serving's 8, so I'm not sure how many. Probably a few balls per person. I don't want them too big. That's about the right size. Get my hand up there. And then I'll just kind of line them up in the pan. Even if you like them a little smaller, you could do that. This could go along with a Thanksgiving meal because a lot of people like ham. Just spruce it up a bit. That way it's already in serving sizes. And I'll let you know how many balls this makes. So I'm not sure when this episode's going to air. It's September 23rd right now. Beautiful day. I just got back from taking a walk. We have a nice long lane. Probably about, I don't know, half a mile to a mile. That makes for a wonderful time of walking, and especially this time of year. We're getting towards, what is today? Is today the first day of fall? When's the first day of fall? We're getting to that time where the leaves change. Beautiful weather out. Tell you what, I'm going to cut out of here because you don't want to see me and listen to me gab about nothing while I mix up the rest of these balls. So I'll be back in a minute with you, okay? Alexa, what are my notifications?
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. Screen protector has arrived.
Oh, screen protector has arrived. Great. That's not even my screen protector. The kids use my Amazon account because I have Amazon Prime and your family members can use it, so. But the good thing is, well, no, they put it on their own card, so I don't even get the points for other purchases. But if you don't have Amazon Prime, you should check into it because a lot of stuff sometimes comes in one day. Most of it comes in 2 days if it's, under Amazon Prime. If it's Prime shipping. I love that. And in some ways that's good, other ways it's bad. So let's just see how many handballs this made. The size I made them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They're shoved in there. I can't even tell how many there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm looking at about 34 meatballs, whatever you see. I didn't make them overly big. I like to make sure that those get baked the whole way through. So next, we're going to put the topping, which I do double. You don't have to, but that's what I'm going to put on top of the screen there. I'm going to double the topping recipe. So to double it, we're going to have 2 cans of tomato soup, and it is the 10 3/4 ounce. And I like Campbell's. Is there any other kind of tomato soup? Any other companies out there making it? Campbell's is, I'm just so used to those with baking anything. So 2 cans of that. We are going to need half a cup of cider vinegar. This is just Clover Valley. I don't really care what brand of vinegar I use, but I'm going to use half a cup. Cider vinegar. Isn't it interesting? You think of all the foods that we have and all the ingredients, and to think that somebody came up with that. Somebody thought, hey, I can make vinegar. Or if I do this, I can make a tomato soup paste. Who comes up with that stuff? Brown sugar. Who says, hey, this is what it takes to make brown sugar? Who is the brilliant minds? Who are the brilliant minds that come up with this stuff? Definitely not me. Alrighty, now it says also that I will need 2 cups packed, not just poured in, but packed brown sugar. So we're gonna do 2 cups, and I'm gonna mix all of this around in a little bowl. Not a little bowl, but a littler bowl than I had. So let's get 2 cups of packed brown sugar. 2 cans of tomato soup. I know, I'm making a mess. I always do. I can wipe it up. It's all good, don't worry. I'm a sloppy person in the kitchen. Okay, there's 1 packed, firmly packed. Ooh. We'll get another one out here. Okay. 2 cups. Mix it around with your fingers, break it up. If there's any, I like to use fresh brown sugar right out of the bag. Now I'll put that in a Ziploc bag, but it doesn't take too long for brown sugar to get kind of hard. I don't like to make things with that. Is that a half cup? That looks more than a half cup. Okay, no, that's a half cup. 2 teaspoons of mustard powder. I like mustard powder. I use that quite a bit. I thought I had that out, but apparently not. 2 teaspoons right here of mustard powder. So on this it says, in a separate medium bowl, combine the soup, vinegar, brown sugar, and mustard powder mixed well, and then, guess what? We're gonna pour it over the meatballs. So 2 teaspoons, did I say, or was that tablespoons? 2 teaspoons. See, I don't even pay attention to myself. There's 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 1/2 cup of vinegar, and 2 cans of tomato soup. And then we'll just mix it all around. Now at first glance you might think, that doesn't look that good, but oh boy is that ever good. Kind of like that meatloaf topping I showed you in one of the other recipes. Just a little bit different to it. You know, the meatloaf topping, I just put the ketchup and the brown sugar. This is tomato soup. Didn't have the vinegar or mustard in, but this is really, really good. And remember, before you throw the cans, put the lids in the can. Helps for people not to slice their hands whenever they're taking the garbage out. So let's just mix this around. There again, this is double. You don't have to go with the double, but that's what's going to be on the screen. Because I think with this many ham balls, you need some sugar. These are kind of like a sweet ham ball, especially with those graham crackers. Delicious. Oh, this turns into a nice mixture here. Yep, right there. I'm gonna make sure I get all the brown sugar off the bottom of the bowl. Very good, very good. Then, I'm just gonna pour it evenly over all the meatballs. Right now, here we go. Make sure every meatball gets a little bit of this on it. Or in my case, a lot on it. On each meatball. You don't want any to be deprived, because they tend to get jealous of each other. Okay. So, see, that's why I doubled it, so that I'm assured that this bakes on every meatball. And then there's a few there that I might have to scoop a little bit. Let's see here. Just put a little, sprinkle a little bit on that. There's no way all these meatballs are fitting into one 9x13. You're almost going to have to, if you want to do a 9x13, do 2 pans. Give your meatballs a little bit of room. These are crammed in here pretty tight. As you can see, they're crammed in there, but they're all covered. Make it go this way and that way. And then it's going to bake at 350 degrees for 1 hour. So I'm going to pop them in there for 1 hour. I'll be back with you in about an hour to show you the end results. All right, there's about 2 minutes left on the ham balls. These are better than meatballs. Well, meatballs are good though too. But these ham balls are delicious. I'm about ready to take them out of the oven. They've been baking at 350 for about an hour. And that's a lot of meatballs. Sorry. And that, whoops, my glasses. And that's a lot of ham balls. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. As you can see, they're all baked. And then I'll probably put them in a crock pot or on a heating tray. But I'm gonna let them cool here. I'm not gonna put them in the fridge before dinner. We're gonna be eating in about 3 hours. So I don't wanna have to reheat them that much. So they're gonna sit there. I'm gonna cut one open for you. Scoop one out. And a lot of times what I'll do then is I'll scoop a little bit of the sauce on it. That way you have sauce smothering it. Look at this cute little ham ball. Look. Let's cut it. Tender and tasty. Should I eat it before dinner? Yeah, I think I'm gonna eat it. Let's try it out here, folks. I don't know if I don't think the whole family's gonna want me to record them eating tonight, but if I can get away with it, I will. For whatever reason, they shy away from me when I have a camera. Not sure why. Let's see. See if it's done. Don't want to burn my mouth. Nothing worse than burning off your taste buds. Yuppers. That's one good ham ball. They're even better once they cool down a little bit and the sauce has time to thicken up. Very good then. But the sauce is what makes it. You guys will have to come join me sometime. We can eat together, talk together, laugh. Whoops, I'm dripping. Laugh together. Good ham ball, folks. Hey, have a great day. And in a week or so, I'll show you my baked macaroni recipe. See you soon.